Thank you very much for 500 subscribers. We're all very grateful. We're all very grateful for you to be watching our show. Oh, please, no, it's not that. It's nothing. We try, we really do. Thank you. Oh.
Welcome back, everyone, to Last Night We Watched. Today, we are going to be discussing David Cronenberg's new movie, Crimes of the Future. Let's get into this thing.
It's not that small.
Quite big, actually. Do you mind if I ask you something intimate?
Hi. No, go ahead.
Surgery is sex, isn't it?
Is it?
You know it is. Surgery is the new sex.
Does it have to be new sex?
Yes. Yes, it's time. When I was watching Caprice cut into you, I wanted...
Yeah.
I wanted you to be cutting into me. That's when I knew. What was that all about?
Just another epiphany. Art triumphs once again.
Yeah, so earlier this week, I drugged Kristian and Carlos and Samantha to the Tower Theater here in Sacramento to watch David Cronenberg's new movie, Crimes of the Future.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you guys think?
It's pretty good. I liked it. My first Cronenberg movie. Makes me want to watch it again, and more of his older movies, especially The Fly. This was kind of sometimes hard to watch at times, especially with like the whole like organ thing. You know, people like grow new organs. They're like getting like tattooed in their organs or something. Like, ugh. And like the scenes where they show like the insides and stuff. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
I've never been able to stomach that too easily, but thankfully I was okay. I didn't puke up the drugs you.
Yeah, I slipped you.
me.
Yeah, to get you there. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely there's some kind of gross things in this. There's gross things in all of his movies for the most part. That's kind of his shtick. Carlos, what'd you think of it?
You know what? I was hesitant to watch it. I've never seen a David Cronenberg film. Gotta say, after finishing it, after watching everything and going ooh, at the end I was like, hey, wait, that was kind of good. I like that one.
Yeah, it was a big relief when you guys said you liked it. I don't think Sam didn't really care for it.
No.
Yeah.
I think
Which
the
is
biggest killer
understandable.
was that like final scene.
Yeah.
She thought it was a little too bold.
Yeah. No, I was really glad you guys liked it because, again, I don't want to just like, okay, we're going to go see this movie. That sucked. Why'd you take us to this? This was horrible. Yeah, and I'm glad you got, what were we going to say?
Well, you know a lot about Cronenberg. You study him a lot. and
Yeah, he might be my favorite director.
Okay, cool. You've told me about a movie called Crash where people have sex and crash in cars or something like that?
Yeah, it's a novel. It was based off of a novel by J.G. Ballard, and that caused a lot of controversy when it came out. It got an NC-17. There are a lot of, because that was the thing with this movie, this Crimes of the Future. It was reported a bunch of people walked out at the Cannes Film Festival. Same thing happened with Crash. It's probably his most controversial film, Crash. But I kind of like it just because it's just, again, so strange. It's a lot of, I like his movies. About 90% of his movies are about the human body and how technology affects the human body, or how they're intertwined, how we're sort of evolving into, certain just concepts, and I've always liked that. It's very science fiction-y, and I just really, to me, he just does a great job at always kind of showing just kind of really ugly almost realities that in a way are actually probably more true to how we are than we think. And that's probably a horrible explanation of his films, but yeah. I told you guys after the movie, I walked into this wanting a David Cronenberg movie, and I left happy because I got a David Cronenberg movie. It was pretty great. Nice. It's just very again, the concepts in this are pretty fascinating, that these people kind of change their insides to digest plastic. Because it's in order to adapt to the new world, to kind of be more sufficient to eat plastic. I thought that was a really fascinating concept. I don't know. What did you guys think of that?
Yeah, one of the first shots in the movie shows a child eating a trash can, what I believe is a trash can, and at first I'm like, what the fuck is that? What is he? Oh, he's eating a trash can, straight up eating a trash can. Okay, that's weird. And like right before that, he's on the beach, and his mom is like saying, "Don't eat what's on the beach" or whatever.
Yeah, that was funny.
And so at first I'm like, oh, okay, he likes to eat things, and then it shows him eating the plastic, like. Wow.
Super disturbing because he has the like white drool coming down his face too.
Yeah, that was weird.
And then spoiler: his mother smothers him to death with a pillow. Because she just can't take this freak of a son eating trash cans.
A pretty brutal intro.
Yeah.
For like a futuristic film. It's called Crimes of the Future.
Right, yeah.
What a bleak future.
I know.
You gotta kill your kid.
Yeah, he was the most interesting character probably because it's like his father does that as well, but his father modified his body to eat plastic, whereas his son, they have a pretty decent discussion about it in the movie, where Viggo Mortensen's going, that shouldn't be a genetic inheritance. If you cut off your finger, your son's not going to be born with a missing finger. I thought that was pretty fascinating.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
But cool.
Yeah.
Cool description and discussions.
Yeah. Speaking of which, did you guys like Viggo Mortensen in this?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Very quiet, very congested.
Yeah.
With like a sore throat the whole movie.
I was telling you, I was getting like the Emperor vibes. He's sort of like this with his hood. He's like the Emperor if the Emperor were a ninja with his mask, kind of kneeling down a lot.
He looked like when he's in the is it the Prancing Pony in Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
When they find him at the
Strider. We talked Strider. Yeah.
He looks like that.
Yeah.
Kinda. So. Yeah, that was cool. And I guess there's like a similar to Crash. I guess how they like get turned on with car crashes or something. There's like a sexual thing going on with like the like organs and stuff. Like there's like this scene where she like cuts open like his stomach or something and just starts like making out with it. And
well, he gets like a zipper installed in his abdomen.
Oh, I thought okay. I must not be remembering this.
Isn't that what happens? He goes to a guy and he kind of installs a zipper in him.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the latest technology so that you can show off your internal organs.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting world that Cronenberg's built, too, is in this future, for some reason, they can't figure out why, nobody feels pain anymore, and infections don't occur anymore.
Yeah.
Which sounds almost like a miracle. Like, wow, nobody can feel pain. Nobody's dying from infections anymore. Everybody's living longer. We don't know how many people are alive because the streets look a little empty. I'm not really too sure on that aspect. But he managed to make it a bleak idea that nobody could feel pain.
And that's what I like about him, It's like nothing, it's kind of almost dystopian in a way.
Very dystopian,
yeah. I like that. I thought that was pretty interesting.
It feels like maybe at one point there was a government collapse because he goes to the organ registry to register his new organs that he's growing.
Yes.
They can't figure out why they're growing organs, so they got to start registering them.
Right.
And that's where we meet Kristen Stewart as one of the organ registers. And who was the other guy? Was it Don McKellar?
Yes, the whole time is bugging me. I'm like, is that the guy from Existenz? And it is. I watched Existenz that day when we saw it, because that was like the last real kind of David Cronenbergian movie where he was kind of delving into subject matter like this. And I was like, that's cool that guy popped up.
Yeah.
That's one thing I really like. People like John Carpenter, David Cronenberg, they like to cast a lot of people. Like he Viggo Mortensen, he's in 2 of his other films. I like when directors do that. It just kind of goes to show that they can get a crowd of people around them, and I think that kind of says a lot about the director.
They have the regulars like Tarantino with like Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes,
and
John Carpenter with Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
I've always really liked that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we meet the 2 organ registers, Kristen Stewart and Don McKellar. I thought they did really good. They were standout for me in this one.
I did too, especially Kristen Ritter. Again, I think I was talking about it before we were recording. I've never really thought much of her. I just always thought she was kind of the lame Twilight chick, but no, she's good. Same thing with, again, Robert Pattinson proved me wrong this year with the Batman. They're good actors.
Yeah. Well, I think this was a perfect part for Kristen Stewart, too. I told you guys right after. She's a freak in Twilight. She's making out with werewolves and vampires. In this one, she's getting freaky, too, with organs and cutting people open.
Yes. Yeah.
I liked her in this one.
Just her delivery and everything. Just really quick and to the point, just quiet and quick.
Yeah, super squirrely.
Yeah, kind of like a mousy chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fit the vibe.
It did.
Pretty well, the way she executes it.
Yes, it does.
It was good.
And then I like the scene when they talk to I don't know how to say his name. He's Detective Cope in the movie when he's kind of
Bungu.
Yeah. He's talking to the organ registry people, and he's got a lump on his side, and he's going, is this art? Is this Picasso, Francis Bacon, perhaps? And Kristen, because it's kind of like the subject of Viggo Mortensen's character does these kind of performances of like showing off these new organs in front of people, and he's going like, how is this art? This is just the human body doing what it does. And then Kristen Ritter kind of makes a counter argument, going, he manipulates his organs. He takes control of it like an artist would. It's like, that's really fascinating subject.
I think Viggo even says that he does it as a form of protest art.
Yeah.
Because in a way, he's like not happy with the way the human beings are going in evolution. Is this a cancer that I'm growing? They don't know if it's going to kill them. They don't really understand what's happening to any of them. Like the dad of the kid who can eat trash cans, he like alters his organs that he was growing so that he could digest plastic. And that's where we get the kid later on growing his plastic digestion naturally.
And the dad has like this cult, this following of people that have done the same thing, and they make these plastic candy bars for them to eat. It's a very interesting, again, just very interesting concept.
Yeah, he has this one guy at one of the places where they do the live surgery eat it, and he just dies.
Yeah.
Like right away.
That was a pretty wacky scene.
Should have fixed your organs up, buddy.
Yeah.
It feels like he's doing like a cocaine operation, though, the way it's shot. It's like almost an illegal operation. They're all packaging
that's
the
right.
candies,
I really
like
that. Like they're drug runners or something. Yeah, I like that. That was cool.
Yeah.
This film was full of like it's very unnatural what's happening in the film, but I'm also wondering if Cronenberg is just putting those in place, like super extreme ideas in place of real world ideas. Like purple candy bars can be seen as like mixing your own drugs or something, especially the way he shot it.
Right.
But maybe it stands for something else in the real world. I'm trying to understand. Because in the end, it all comes down to, is it right to start, the father asks Viggo, is like, maybe we should be eating plastic. Maybe we should be evolving.
Right.
And accepting what we're turning into. We shouldn't be so scared of it to where you're taking out your organs or, I don't know, doing art on them or whatever.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a big theme in David Cronenberg's movies is, that we, naturally we're afraid, but should we be afraid?
Yeah, yeah. Because the mother kills her son in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
The agents are kind of like trying to suppress the idea of a boy who can digest plastic.
Yeah.
I think somebody says it in the movie, you just don't want that to get out, because once it's out of the bag, people will do it. And then it comes down to Nadia Litz. She was playing Danny Router, and Tanaya Beatty. She was playing Burst, and those people were fixing all of the equipment that Viggo owned, like his beds, his super complex alien-looking beds.
Again, that just put a big smile on my face because that's so David Cronenberg. That whole look is just very David Cronenberg.
It's very alien too.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, these machines, they're being serviced by humans,
Yeah.
but they look like they're aliens, and they were built a long time ago, apparently.
Right. Yeah.
Those two agents, though, they eventually start killing people too. Or they're not agents, they're like mechanics.
Right. Yeah. The great drill in the head scene.
Yeah.
With a practical head, that was awesome.
That was so cool.
That put a smile on my face too. Yeah, that was great.
Do we know what year this is set in specifically?
I don't think so. I don't think they say.
They don't mention
Which
any
is kind of
city.
nice.
Yeah.
It makes it a little less dated. Because that's the thing. Like, I like watching Blade Runner now. It's like November 2019. It's like, oh.
Well.
It doesn't take away anything for me from Blade Runner, but it's kind of like sometimes dating things in the future kind of almost is like it kind of harpens it. It kind of dates it a little more.
Back to the Future too.
Yeah, exactly. I can still have a great time with it, but at the same time, it's like that's not what 2015 was like.
Yeah.
2001: Space Odyssey.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of the stuff in like the chair that Viggo is in, or Saul in this case, you're talking about like the design, like the style of like Cronenberg. It was very Cronenbergy kind of thing.
Yeah, very much so.
That like rocking chair he's in, that's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I guess it's like, I think we were talking about it after, I think it's supposed to help him digest or something, because he's in it when he's eating.
Yeah,
specifically.
he needs to be like moving or something when he's eating.
Yeah.
It's weird. And he's like really struggling to like even bring his like hand up to like put the food in his mouth.
Right.
And he's like choking.
Yeah. He
like,
has to like move his throat around almost to like get the food down. It's really...
But as we see, he's not the only one with the problem.
Right.
So it's like all humans are struggling to eat.
Yeah.
So they have to purchase this chair
Yeah.
that is like the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a message that Cronenberg's trying to say is like, why are we putting people in this crazy alien looking thing when we could just be natural, eat some plastic?
Exactly.
I don't know what the plastic is in real life. I don't know if Cronenberg says we should be eating plastic.
I don't know. Maybe just maybe adaptation. I don't know. I don't know.
I guess in the future we'll have to do that eventually.
Maybe. It might be more sufficient.
Yeah. Well,
you know?
I remember in 2014 sharing in class a headline I saw where there's microorganisms in the plastic patches in the ocean that are starting to eat plastic.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they've evolved or grown.
That'd be interesting to see what they're doing now.
Yeah.
Maybe they're all dead from eating plastic. Didn't work out for them. Who knows?
The chair also looks like it's out of like Alien to me for some reason. It has that like architecture, that design.
It
like
does.
the space jockey in Alien when they walk into where the facehuggers are.
The space jockey?
That's what they call it. Don't you know Alien, bro?
Dude, no, I
So
don't.
you remember when like they're in their suits and they're walking into the spaceship that they find the facehuggers in, and that the thing in the chair with you can see that a chest burster came out.
Oh damn.
Is that what you like that? It kind of looks like that.
Yeah.
That kind of weird architecture and design.
Who's the artist that designed
H.R.
Alien?
Giger.
Yeah, it feels very Giger.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah, definitely.
That chair though that Viggo's in, eventually that's like the gaming chair of the future, dude. You're gonna go on Twitch. You're gonna go on Twitch and you're gonna start seeing those things like ASMR, like throat shit, like people trying to eat and making all these noises while they're like in those chairs. It's gonna be a category. It's gonna be a Twitch category in like 20 years or some shit.
That'd be amazing.
I'll be there for it.
Yeah, we'll all be there.
Oh, yeah.
We'll witness the revolution
We could do
before
it.
our eyes. We could.
Yeah,
David Cronenberg will be with us.
if he's still alive.
Hopefully he's still alive. The guy turns 80 next year. It's amazing.
It's insane that an 80-year-old made this film.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
close to 80.
You were
Better-
saying last night he's just like some guy's grandpa.
He reminds me of my grandpa. I'm watching interviews of him. It's like this guy's my grandpa, and he makes a movie about people having sex after car crashes and heads exploding and twin gynecologists and what. And it's like this guy's the most normal dude I've ever seen. It's so funny. Such a crazy juxtaposition.
Yeah.
Right before we went to the theaters to see this one, I did watch his original crime. He has another one called Crimes of the Future that he made in 1970, but that seemed more like a student film or like an art film, and it's like it's shot silently through the whole thing.
I read it's because the camera they were using was too loud,
Yeah.
so they had to shoot it silently and then go back in with like voiceover. which is pretty
Voiceover and
funny.
like weird sound effects here and
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a very interesting film. I didn't really care for it that much because I
Yeah.
didn't understand a single thing.
It's it's strange.
But I'm glad I did watch it because this one does have a lot of like shouts out to that film. Like
Yeah.
there's an organ harvester in the original 1970s version. Viggo is an organ harvester in a way.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a great title, Crimes of the Future. Like it's a very provocative and eye-catching title.
Well, it's interesting that he reused it all these years later too.
Yeah.
I think was it you or I heard somebody saying that this might be a signal that he's going back to his weird roots.
Yeah, because he started making less kind of like that. Like it's started with A History of Violence, which good movie, but I just to me, I'm more interested in his other stuff. But they're good. I like A History of Violence and Eastern Promises. I haven't seen the stuff he did in the 2010s, but those two they're still good movies.
Nice.
Gotta say, this one made me squirm in my seat a little bit. We had like you're saying, the bin in the beginning, the kids eating the bin, but then we
Yeah.
start like actually opening each other up. We start stabbing each other with scalpels. And at first, they're going in a town, and in the alleyway, there's a guy cutting up a chick. There's a couple dudes.
Oh,
cutting up a
that's
chick.
right.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, what's going on in this
That's
world?
right, I forgot
like,
about that.
He's gonna start attacking Viggo or something. No, that's just what they do. It's
Yeah.
almost like having sex.
Yeah, and the one
an
chick
alleyway.
that cuts her face. Like,
Yeah,
she-
that was gory.
Yeah,
Made me squirm for
yeah,
sure.
that was pretty cool.
Looked like a Star Trek character almost.
A little bit,
Yeah.
like a Klingon or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pretty good effects too. Very believable. It looked pretty real. Very disturbing.
Yeah.
And then Viggo, like you were saying, gets the zipper in the stomach to where we see. We haven't talked about Lea Seydoux.
yeah.
I think I'm a pretty big fan of Lea Seydoux.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen her, she's in a lot of Wes Anderson movies. She was in the last James Bond movie. She's a great actress.
I like her in the video game Death Stranding.
That's right.
She's good in that
Forgot
one
about
too.
that.
She seems to play like the same like quiet character.
Yeah.
And everything, but I like her.
I like her too.
Yeah. But she tongues Viggo Mortensen's
Yeah.
like zipper belly.
And he's got the best line. It's the best line in the movie. It's something to the lines of "Careful, don't spill." It's the best line in the movie.
Insane.
Yeah, people were getting a kick out of that in the theater. You know what? It was kind of like it was a relatively like decent theater side or people in the theater.
Especially
a lot of
for a
people our
Tuesday.
age, which was cool.
Yeah.
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 It wasn't just old people, 80-year-olds going to see this.
David Cronenberg's friends.
Yeah, that'd be cool if David Cronenberg was there.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how's it going? Thank you for coming to my movie.
You're welcome.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
guys,
I'm bored.
do you guys remember very much of the soundtrack? I don't remember too much of the.
I remember liking it.
Yeah.
I remember thinking the Howard Shore, who does composes a lot of the music for almost all of his movies. I thought he did a good job.
Huge improvement over the original Crimes.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of silence as far as the soundtrack goes. Like there'd be a lot of scenes where there's just like no music at all.
Yeah.
I noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And-
interesting.
Even the audio, everybody's whispering. It seems in the film.
Yeah.
Kristen Stewart is whispering through the whole thing
Yeah.
almost.
They're all very
Viggo.
quiet.
Viggo has his like cough, so he's whispering
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, and he's going.
I think I would like to watch it again, but with subtitles, maybe at home.
Yeah.
That way I could actually understand what
Captions.
everybody's saying.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a little hard to catch some things here and there.
A little bit. Agreed.
Overall, even though it grossed me out, I really like this one, and it kind of stuck with me, and it makes me think a little bit too.
Same.
I like thinking after a movie.
Same. Yeah, we had a lot to talk about in the parking lot afterwards. That's for sure.
That means
Yeah.
it's a good sign.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did its job.
Yes, sir.
So, what would you rate this one, Ian?
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I think maybe just I'm taking a point off just because it's not gonna stick with me like say The Fly or even Crash or Scanners or The Dead Zone. But having said that, again, I walked away incredibly happy. I got a David Cronenberg movie, and that's what I wanted. And yeah, I'm glad you guys didn't walk out going, God, that's the last time we let you choose the movie. Jesus Christ. Yeah. But yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Nice. What do you give it, Kristian?
4 out of 5 too. It was the first Cronenberg movie that I saw, and yeah, I was satisfied. It was cool.
What about you, Carlos?
As for me, I gotta agree. It's a 4 out of 5, guys. Very good film. Definitely a thinker. Very good performances too.
Yes.
The whole cast did great. Interesting ideas. Very dystopian. I like these dystopian films. 4 out of 5, guys. Great film.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm down to watch more Cronenberg. I started Scanners. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty
I'm
good so
glad.
far.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, that you guys are interested and to watch, because again, his movies there's something.
Yeah.
They are something.
Definitely a different style.
Yeah.
Than what I'm used to.
And I can't get enough of it. It's great.
Give us more.
Yeah. So yeah, those are our thoughts on Crimes of the Future. If you can find it in a theater near you, I recommend you go see it. I hear it was even kind of hard for us to go see this. It's playing at not many places, but yeah, we all recommend it. And yeah, we will see you next time. Take care.
Later.
Bye.